readers. Welcome to the reading workshop today. Today, we're going to practice using all of our reading strategies to read through a book. All right, and I'm going to read Amelia Earhart today. Oh, does that name sound familiar? You should have remembered we learned about Amelia Earhart and her interests the other day during a UOI lesson. So let's see, before I read the book, I'm not just going to dive in. I'm going to remember my reading strategies because I want to grow stronger and stronger. So I'm going to decide how to read. I think since Amelia Earhart is an inspirational character, I think I'm probably going to use an enthusiastic or an excited voice during a lot of my reading. But I'm going to give the book a sneak peek just to be sure. I see Amelia looking happy, and I see her watching airplanes. I see a smile on her face. Yes, I think this is going to be a happy, excited read. And I'm going to set my goal of reading this entire book in my reading workshop time. And remember yesterday we talked about reading words in big scoops. There might be some tricky words in here, but that's okay because I'm going to look for the words that I do know, and I'm going to make sure I scoop them up so that I'm not reading one word at a time. Okay, I've covered the reading strategies so far. I'm ready to dive into my book. Amelia Earhart. When Amelia was a little girl, she liked to imagine that she could stretch her wings and fly like a bird. When she was older, she went to an air show. The planes soared into the sky, leaving Amelia on the ground. She wished she could go with them and see what they saw. She got a ride in an airplane and liked it so much she didn't ever want to come down. So Amelia learned to fly. After months of practicing, she became the first woman to fly up to 14,000 feet. With a mechanic and a pilot, she was also the first woman to try and fly over the enormous Atlantic Ocean. As they set off, she waved at whales far beneath her. After many hours, they reached land. The world looked small, so small. The houses and cars were like toys. Even though Amelia wasn't flying the plane, when they landed, she became famous. People around the world were inspired by her story. Amelia thought that every girl deserved to fly, so she founded a club with 98 other fearless pilots. A little later, she flew across the Atlantic all by herself. As her 40th birthday approached, Amelia decided she wanted one final challenge: to fly around the world. A brave navigator went with her. They flew for thousands of miles over oceans and jungles, and over the savannah, where giraffes turned their heads in their trail. Some people said the journey was crazy, but Amelia wasn't afraid of living 1,000 adventures, so she flew on like a bird, further than anyone had gone before, never to return. Because Amelia always followed her own advice. If you want to do something, do it. You never know how far you could get. All right, friends, now I'm going to reflect. Did I decide how to read? I did. There were some parts where Amelia felt sad, and I tried to make my voice reflect Amelia's feelings, whether she was feeling really good or whether she was feeling sad, because she was on the ground and not the air, right? I did give the book a sneak peek. Check. I met my goal, I finished the book, and I read in bigger scoops. I took the phrases I knew and I scooped them up. So now it's going to be your turn. Bye, readers.